Hey everyone, welcome. This is CeoTrades, where money works for you. We are getting ready here to look at Suku live as our Zoom connects with YouTube. Get ready as we prepare to have an analysis that will assist us with making decisions on whether to invest in it or not. So get ready as we're almost in the stage of getting ready to invest in this. All right, everyone, let's share our screen here so that we can take a look, a better look at how Suku is doing in the market. And as we get prepared to do that, we're going to be seeing the news that has impacted Suku. Now, a few weeks ago, I alerted this coin when it was at 52 cents. I don't remember exactly which day it was. I didn't have a chance to look into it. But if we look back here, see, when was it at 52 cents somewhere? Let's see. Give me a moment. Let me change my chart. See if I could get a better picture of this. Let's see, as I'm looking for it. I believe it was sometime in September. Yep. So you can see it right here that it consolidated in the 50-ish cent area. It could have gone below that, but somewhere in here, I started alerting it. And for about 3 weeks, it stayed at the 50-cent area. Why did it stay that long? I don't know. We don't necessarily know why. But the reality is that at the same time that people are trying to buy, there are people trying to sell. And when a coin that is getting this type of attention, it's not major attention, but it's getting some attention from certain groups. There are at least, from what I saw, at least 5 million trades made today, or 5 million monetary value. I will check that in a moment as well, but I'm just going back from memory, and sometimes my memory can have some of these confusion with these numbers. And what we attempt to do here is we attempt to try and look at what happened. When I alerted it here, I asked people if I had 1,000, people asked me if I had $1,000, what would I do on Suku? And I immediately said I would put 20% in. And when I jumped in, it was up at its high on, what was it? This was back in September or October. Well, this was about 2 weeks ago, actually. It wasn't that far then. Back in September. No, it was September. So in September, I put in at 52 cents and it dropped a little bit. It dropped a little bit. You can't see it here. This chart doesn't do justice for me, and I can't zoom into the, let me see if there's a way to zoom into the particular chart here. Yes, there is. Okay, great. It wasn't working before. Now it's working. I guess some delay in my software or Wi-Fi signal, one of the two. So back in September, I alerted this at 52 cents, and I said that I would purchase more depending on what type of move it would make. And there are some people in our private chat group in Telegram that have made money on this coin because of when I started alerting it. And that, what did they do? They just went all in. They didn't worry about it. I said I would go in 20%, and then I didn't put much more into it until afterwards. And my 20% has given me double returns. Why is it giving me double? Because if you look at Suku here, when it was at 52 cents, nobody was really talking about it. And that's when you might want to jump into some of these coins. Now, why would you jump into some of these coins at that point? There's got to be a story behind it and a reason why you would invest. And the story is, one of my mentors, one of my leaders, has invested in this coin and has gone out of his way to tell us it's very important. And it has gone up. It has made major moves. How many of these coins have surpassed $1. Not many. And this is one of them. That's amazing that it has surpassed $1, although it's not at $1 right at the present moment, but it's possibly that it will go up into the upper dollar today. So just 1 second. I'm just getting a message here from one of my members who's asking me what time are we going live, and we are live. If I told you I'm going live now, then we are live. So let's look into this. When it was at 52 cents, people were skeptical. They didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, except I would put in 20% and see where it would go. It consolidated. And when it was on its second or third week, I said, I can put in more now. I remember having that video, and I put in another 20% somewhere closer to the end of this, but I didn't go much further into it. I didn't invest the rest of it. I had a specific timeline to attempt to finish off my recordings for my education program, which will be for people like you listening to this one, in order to get you ahead on your investment practices, just like I'm doing here. What I learned here that I'm utilizing right now for this video is part of what I'm teaching in the program, how to utilize it, how to be able to make your own investments, as well as other tools that I use that are really good for investing. Now you can see it started to go up, climb up. This was a few days ago. This was actually like last week. And as it got closer, we knew that it was going to go, that Coinbase was going to start accepting it. But what happened with this coin? It actually spiked before the actual news came out. And that's the amazing thing about this. Let me just go out and look at this more. It's going to give you a different chart here so that you can see what's going on right here. Now, this was on the 21st. You see that it went from 52 cents of October, 21st of October, all the way up to 71 cents. And then it consolidated again. And then it went spiked up again, some more, up to 94 cents on October 25th. And then it dropped some, right? Some people sold off to 69 cents. And then it spiked all the way up to $1.40, almost $1.50-ish, right in there. Now, why doesn't it hold that high? The reason that it doesn't hold that high is because there are people who are, at the same time that they're attempting to buy, there are other people who are attempting to sell. You can make money on both aspects of trading. And that's why when you're in the crypto world, you've got to be even more careful and more aware to this situation. Now, what happens if any of the people that I'm with have kept their money? Well, they're still good. I mean, they're up almost 40 cents. And that's pretty good. But I spoke to some of them, and some of them did sell off, just like I told them. And they sold off at $1, 99 cents, I believe, is what they sold off. And that is a very good sell-off. Now, what happened once Coinbase came in? Now, let's take a look at that. And I'm going to explain it as best as I can here with what the information I have. Now, it was 12 noon when it started. 12 noon would be right up in here. Let's see, right there. So at 12 noon, this was at 92 cents. Now, before that, I saw that this coin was up over $1, which is up here. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And all of a sudden it dropped. It dropped. And people were worried. Why did it spike up? And then all of a sudden have this sell-off here? Because, as I said, people are making money on the way up, but they're also making money on the way down. People will sell to take gains. If you're not taking gains, hey, somebody else is going to take them for you. And while this coin will lose value, it will gain it back again. Now, if you're starting out for the first time and you're uncertain where to invest and how to invest in this coin, number one, I told you that this coin started out, Coinbase today, somewhere around right up, what was it? Was it this candle? Yep, right here, this candle. What does that tell me right there? It tells me a few things, okay? Some people will understand, some people won't. That's just a part of human nature, that not everything will be easily explainable because most people won't understand it. And just give me a second here to change my charts to see if I could see more information here. This was 12 noon. Okay, so when this coin opened, there were 62,708, 62.7. Is that right? I'm getting myself confused here. So there were 62,784 volume moved. How many coins is that? That's about 62,000 that were moved when it opened. Is that a lot to get it up on an upward trend? Well, it is a lot if you can add these three candles, and then these three candles add up to the same. Then I'll tell you what the story is. So this is 62. This one is 96 more than the first. This one's 28. What happened here? It just plateaued right here. It felt its resistance. Now on the way down, it had 23,000, 6,000, and 26,000. So it hasn't gone all the way back down in reference to the amount of sell-off. People are still holding some. What's going to happen with this coin? This is what I tell you. If you're investing in this coin for the first time, be aware that the coin is going to move in ways that you are not expecting it to. Everyone who invests thinks that everything goes one way, which is up. I would love it to go up. Everyone would love it to go up. Unfortunately, there are people betting on the opposite side, hoping that it goes down. What are you to do? You can learn the process just like I have, and I've learned it. I'm not an expert on it yet, but I know how to utilize it for my favor. That is probably one of the better answers that you can have. Hold on, let me just take a sip of my tea here. So now that we're looking at this, what happened here back on the 27th, and why is it not happening today? Back on the 27th, I don't know if there was any news, but the volume did move, and it moves so much more. You can tell by the candles here that the amount of volume today compared to what it was on the 27th is completely different. How long ago was the 27th? How long ago? Yesterday. Yesterday, you could see the amount as it moved was immense, but then people just sold off. So if you bought up here at $1.30, $1.29, guess what today? You've lost about 30%. But you only lose 30%. How? If you cash out. And that's what I'm trying to warn people. Okay, maybe you bought up here. Hold on this coin. It's going to go back up. How do I know? I don't know, but from history, if history repeats itself, I'm going to show you here. Give me a moment. If history repeats itself, as you can see here, back on March 20th, 2021, this same year, it did the same thing as it did here on September 13th, 2021. That was at $1. This was pretty much at $1. It spiked up here crazily on one candle on April 9th, up to what? Over $2. Now you can see that today or yesterday, it spiked over $1.47, as I said earlier. Is this going to happen again? You bet it will. This will happen. Suku is a coin worthwhile investing for the long term. Don't expect that you're going to make the returns overnight. As I mentioned to people, usually when someone who's new to the game goes in, there's a huge possibility that you're going to lose before you gain. I've lost. I had to cover some losses last month. That happens to all of us. However, the gains have reaped the benefits. Even though I've lost, let's say 10,000, I've made over 40,000. Not bad, right? You lose 10, but you gain 40,000 is not a bad game. However, in the beginning, you're not going to be able to see those numbers that easily, or maybe you're lucky and you will see those numbers. Now, in reference to Suku here, what can assist you with developing a trade pattern? I just showed you how I would look at this. The chart is very important. Number one, it's very important to look at the chart. If you're not looking at the chart, then you're not really noticing what's happened in the past. You can see that this is once in the 90s, just at $1, another time in $1, and here's a third time. You can see it doing the same thing. Although it's curling up here, this is the reality that you need to look at. You see how it went to $1 and it dropped to, what was that, 61 cents? It went up to $1 here and it dropped to 50 cents. This is somewhere where I was purchasing it a few weeks ago, 50 cents. It went down. This is going to happen. It's going to fluctuate. However, this is a roller coaster ride. It's going to happen again. If you bought up here at its highest, $1.50, you're going to have to hold longer term. That's all. You're going to have to hold it for longer term. I don't know how soon it's going to get up there, but according to this chart, it's not terrible time. Probably 8 months. I mean, according to the chart, this was back in March of 2021. And this was back in September 10th of 2021. And it's made it even quicker. Now that Coinbase has Suku, there are many more people willing to invest that are novice investors. And that will make a huge difference in the game for the longer term for investing. And look at this now. You can see it's still dropping some more. We're going to look at the minute chart, which is a little bit closer to live. You can see it's consolidating here at the 90-cent level. I told people that this coin had dropped when it dropped 10% before it made this somewhere in here, and that I would reconsider purchasing it if you're afraid to losing money. Because what happens if you buy here, right? It goes up and then all of a sudden it drops. What do? What happens if you buy up here at $1 area and then it drops to 90 cents? Most newcomers will sell before they reap the benefits of having returns in their favor. And that's something that I discourage people from doing. If you jumped in at the incorrect moment, let's say you're up there at $1 and now it's at 91 cents, hold on to it. It might take 8 months. It might take a year or 2 or 3. I don't know. We cannot tell. The only thing we can tell is based on the chart is that it took 8 months to make a move like this. It might take less because the second move, which was in September, was a month ago, about 6 weeks ago. And that's not terrible. That's great. So hold on for this. I hope you don't put all your money into it. Why? There's a saying that one of my colleagues said earlier, and one of the sayings that I tell people is only invest the money that you're willing to lose. Because if you're investing your rent money, your car payment money, or whatever it may be, you might lose it. You might lose it. Only invest the money that you're willing to lose, not the money that you need to pay your rent. Why? Because most returns are seen on a long term, especially for those who are coming into the space for the first time. And those who want to make money on a daily basis, they have to be more aggressive. They have to be aware of this all the time, making it their business. There are others who want to get this free information and are not willing to pay for it. Do you know that those who pay for it reap more the benefits? I'm just saying. I could be wrong. Maybe you're right. Maybe those of you who get this information for free are reaping the benefits as well. Sometimes you're looking to make money. You've got to invest in the person who's teaching you, invest in the programs, invest time in learning the process. You could learn this on your own, but there are certain strategies that are not necessarily learned on their own. Someone's got to point you in the right direction. Somebody's got to show you what's happening. Now, as you can see here, that in the last 13 minutes or so, this is consolidated here. You can see there isn't much trades going on, I can tell. And that is also a cautionary sign. What does that mean? It means it could drop some more. And that's why I didn't jump in at midday, because I know what happens in general. And I saw the same pattern with another Coinbase coin that went in a few months ago. The same thing happened. It's consolidating in here, and people are going to hold. In the next few minutes, this will most likely drop some more. People are going to sell off if they don't see any gains. If you already purchased Suku, hold on to it. But as I have my example, if I had $1,000, how would I invest in Suku? If you invested 20% at $1, hold on to it. If you invested 20% at 90 cents, hold on to it. If it drops some more, let's say it drops to 80 or 70 cents, buy some more. Buy some more. Because if you buy it, eventually you'll make it back multiplied. And that's why I tell you, only invest what money you're willing to lose, because you're not going to see it right away. It might take a month or two. It might take a year or two. And you've got to be aware of that. You can see here this red candle. I mean, it's too early to tell, but most probably that this will head a little bit more in reference to a downtrend. Let me just look at the longer term chart and see what it shows. So you can see here that it broke resistance of $1 yesterday. People were very excited with the news, but then somebody was waiting for them on the other side and just sold off, and they made a good 30% at least when they sold off in there, or 20%, whatever it may be. That's a very good game, because on the way down you make more money, although you can lose so much more quickly. Sorry, just having my tea here before it gets too cold. Speaking of cold, I have a little cold. Yep, that's right in there. Let's see in my Telegram group, see if anyone is asking any questions. Let me see. I'm just typing here. Any questions, ladies and gents? I can answer live. Let's see. So as we get ready to see if anyone's asking any questions, let's take a look at another part of this, of Suku, and that is the information that we generally don't get to see. Now, this is CoinMarketCap. We can see here on the chart, and Suku price live data. This is what people won't normally see. It is around 92 cents. I think it is. Hold on. Let me just refresh this. 91 cents right now within a 24-hour trading volume of 18 million was traded. That's about 18 million shares. Let's say if it's at $1 each, maybe a little bit more than that, but 18 million shares traded, coins traded on Suku. We update our Suku to USD price in real time. Suku's down 14.49%. I told people it was down 10% early this morning, and I saw it down 20%, but I didn't alert it because I didn't know where it was headed, and I couldn't watch it because I was doing an errand. I had a family situation, and I had to take care of it. But now that we are live here, the CoinMarketCap ranks Suku as number 405. Its market cap is 109 million. So it went up to 18 million. In order to be able to see this coin fluctuate, it has to have a lot more volume. You saw the volume, how it was back in March, and that's the type of volume that you need to see. Someone's asking me here to show the volume again. Hold on a second. Let me look into that trade again. Let's see here on March, or right in here. Let's see. This was in April, actually. And what was the volume? Let's see here. Hold on. As it pops up here, we'll see this information. Well, that's right. This software is not going to show me the volume. I'll have to go back to KuCoin. Whoops, it is KuCoin. What am I doing? Hold on a second. Now, I don't know why. Sometimes that can happen. It's not showing me the information. I've got the program up here, but it's not showing me what I want. So give me a moment here. Maybe we're having some Wi-Fi technical issues that can happen to any one of us. Let's see here. So I can't tell what the volume was on here. Let me see if I can go into another program and see what the volume was for that one, for March, for April. Okay, here it is on a horrible chart. Let me see, get the better chart on here. So this was 214,000 that shares were moved, but they were shorted. They were sold. And this one here was 5.9 million. I don't understand why it would be the opposite of what it was on this day, because this day should be much higher. Okay, maybe I was reading it wrong. It's actually, let me just see what it is. 1.49 million. Now, it's crazy because this day here yesterday, it should have gone up. Suku should have gone up at least twice or three times according to the volume. But I don't understand how that can happen, except that at the same time that people were trying to sell, people were trying to buy, and it met its resistance right up here. People had triggered sell-off, and that's why it's consolidating right in here. Now let's look again back into the KuCoin app, where it's a little bit easier for me to depict what's going on. Now, I like to look at things in the 15-minute chart, but sometimes I'll look at the 1-minute chart because it's good to have a reference and see what's going on. You can see here, people who are trying to sell, the people who are trying to buy, and it's at 91 cents right now, 0.917 cents per coin, and that will fluctuate as the day goes by. Now, you can see here, there's a green candle forming right now. Let me just look at this a little bit clearer. Okay, there's a green candle forming in there. However, you can't see it on the 1-minute chart as clearly as you could on the 15-minute chart. And that's why I like to look at the 15-minute chart to see a clearer picture of what's going on. It seems to have found a support here at 91 cents. However, I need to see it break out. I need to see a breakout so that people will jump in. I don't see much volume in here in order to formalize a complete breakout, but for those of you who are looking to invest, again, I will say put 20% in of $1,000 that you might have, or 20% of 5,000 that you might have to invest, or 20% of 10,000. It depends on your monetary goals. Put in 20%, and then if you see it continue to consolidate, then you should be able to track it and invest accordingly, because some people will get discouraged and will sell. Some people will continue to buy if you sell, and this will get interesting as people watch this and what happens with it. But as you've seen from the story there, this is in the last day or so. This is pretty much consolidating in the 91 cent area. It's gone up, it's gone down below it, but it's pretty much in the same area right now, at consolidating 91 cents. If I see a pattern of consolidation here, I may purchase some more. However, I need to be certain, because you can make money, but you can also lose money, and you've got to be careful with that. And that's what I'm attempting to tell you, is that you, as an investor, it depends on what your goals are. If you're looking to pay your rent's money through with this, I don't think you have a chance to make the money in the next day, because I don't see the volume there. I don't see much movement. No, not enough purchases. How can you expect gains if you don't see the moves there? Now, some people were asking me about Ethereum, because Suku is Ethereum based. And what's happened with Ethereum? Ethereum is holding off in the 4200s. Is it going to hold off forever in there? It will fluctuate. It will go down probably to at least 3900, and then it will shoot back up. That's what my guess is, although I'd love it to keep going up to 6,000 to 10,000 or even more. Now, if you remember when Bitcoin was at 4,000, what did most people do? They sold off, and I jumped in at 4,000, and I sold off at closer to 20,000. I'm holding on. I'm holding on to Ethereum for dear life, and this is a very good coin. And Suku shares the same platform as Ethereum does. Where is it here? Give me a moment. I believe I was reading about this earlier. If you'd like to know where to buy Suku, the top exchanges for trading in Suku are currently Coinbase Exchange, KuCoin, Gate.io, AOFEX, and Bitfinex. Crypto exchanges page. This is very important that you're aware of this information, and that's why I like to use this. Citizens Reserve has brought together a team with experience in blockchain, supply chain management, finance, and technology development to build Suku. The team describes Suku to be the link between open finance traceability, and transparency, and the future of supply chains today. That is awesome. Social Suku price estimates. This is an average, an estimate. Where is this price going by November 30th? I don't know what was the information here because it's closed. October 31st is this Sunday. So, but here you can put in here and see where the information is headed. Now, this is asking me to sign in. So I'm signing in right in here right now. And then I'll be able to see this again, and I'll be able to place my bets on this. So it says submit. Where are we going? Is this going to go up or down? I'd say it will go up at least 10%, although I could be wrong, but that's what my guess is. And what is it saying here? That the current estimate is that this will go down to 57 cents. 57 cents. That's the estimate that 178 people voted that this is going to go down 57 cents. Is it possible? It is, because of what the past is showing us. The chart is showing that after it's hit its high, it's found its resistance, and it goes back down to a lower level, and then it goes back up. So don't be afraid if you've made the wrong investment initially. Eventually, it will pay off if you hold on long enough. You're not the only one who's done that. I've done that as well, and I've held on and on and on, hoping with a prayer to be able to reap some benefits. This is my estimate, but it's not what the average person is saying. The average person right now is saying that the medium is saying that 34 cents drop. The average person is saying that it's a 24-cent drop to 67 cents. It's very important, that information. That way you can track where it's headed. Suku is being traded on these. It shows you the amount of volume being traded. On KuCoin, it's the second highest. How about Coinbase? Why isn't it up here? Let's see. Let's see if we can see more. Coinbase. Where is Coinbase? Nope. Coinbase is not even up in the top 10. Wow, that's amazing. So you can see there that this is the confidence level on Suku in these exchanges. In the other ones, it's lower. I'd say that if you're interested, I mean, I like KuCoin, I like Gate.io, Uniswap, but KuCoin seems to stand out compared to all the other options that are out there. Historical data. Let's see what it has for historical data. You can see the price by date. This is very important information here, although most will need another session with me or to purchase and invest in the program that I'm getting ready to develop with a website expert, which I will mention later in some of my videos, because people are looking to have websites just in general, and I'm getting ready to have my own. What else? What other? These are some of the addresses that are holding Suku in big amounts. There's one person or one address that has 87.88% at 1.3 billion. 1.3 billion of Sukus that are being held by that address. And then the next highest is 81 million dollars being held, pretty much, if it's at 91 cents that they purchase it, or a dollar. But I'd presume that they purchase it much, much lower, and they're holding on for, I guess, for a rainy day, or for when it reaches whatever goal that they have. Top 10 holders are holding 99%. Top 100 holders are 99.89%. That is part of the news. Holders. And more news here. Let's see if this will pop up here. Give it a second. Now, 12 crypto firms that are hiring right now. That's very good. Is Bitcoin a speculative asset? A data perspective buy into the block. Yep, it is a little bit speculative, but it is good in its speculation that people are jumping in. Participate in the 50K dogs of Elon airdrop on CoinMarket. Wow. I don't see any direct news on Suku here, but there are other sources for news, other sources to consider in reference to getting the resources you need to make a decision that will allow you to invest in this coin. Now, let me just see here. What do I do later today with KuCoin? What do I do? I mean, I've shown you the charts. I've shown you what can happen. And the reality is that, give me a second here as this pops up. Don't know why it froze. Okay, there we go. Just look at the daily chart again. And you can see, hold on, I had Ethereum up. Okay, there we go. You can see that Suku's start date was on August 13th of 2020. And there it went from a high of 32 cents all the way down to 8 cents, and then it started climbing again. That's going to happen on a regular basis. If we start to look into any segments of this, it will show you very similar story. You can see that it went up, down, up, down, up, down. Now that it's up, guess what's going to happen? It's going to go downward. It'll go down to at least the 60 cent level. I'm pretty certain about that. I'd rather wait. And if it drops to 80%, I might add 10%. And if it drops to 70%, I might add 20%. That would be half of $1,000, 50%. For every level that it drops, you can add a little bit more. And if you see it headed in the positive direction, then you add a little bit more. Why? You don't have to catch the bottom, but you don't want to catch the complete top either. In reference to purchasing, in reference to selling, yes, you want to catch the complete top. Now, if we look at this, one other view on this is that there were more people attempting to sell than there are on purchasing Suku. So just be aware of that as well, that the volume is not all that right now. And it seems that it's consolidating. People might want to sell later today in reference to this coin. It's 1:49 Eastern Standard Time, which also means some people might be at lunch and they don't get back until about 3 o'clock. Once the European and the Asian markets kick in, this could be a different story. I would stay tuned until after 3 p.m. and see what happens. And if not, wait until 6 or 7 p.m. as well and see what happens. So this is it for our live today. Educational buys are a lot better than emotional buys. That's right. Rob Holds just made an awesome comment there. Thank you, Rob Holds, for the comment. Rob is one of the best guys who is in our classroom, always asking questions, very important questions that need answering. And he doesn't sit around. If I don't answer, he will keep knocking doors until he gets answers. And that's awesome. That is great. I just hope that he figures out all the other softwares that are out there and that he doesn't get stuck on Coinbase and Coinbase Pro, because there are many other opportunities out there that you can utilize. The same thing with Suku. I just showed you some of the softwares where it's being traded. Don't ever forget that. Remember that all these candles, the green and the red, are very important compared to that squiggly. Just watching the line, the blue line, the green line, or whatever color it may be, is not as emotional. It's not as exciting. It doesn't tell me a story. This tells me a story of what's going on. We know that this is consolidating, and how much longer is it going to consolidate? I don't know, but watch it every hour and see what happens. If it goes up a little, maybe you might want to invest more. I think it's going to go down. Give it a day or two and you'll see it's going to go down to at least the 70-ish, maybe even 80-ish level, 80 or 70-ish level. And I'm really glad that Rob says here he's on KuCoin. That's fantastic, Rob. He's letting go of fear and he's becoming fearless. Awesome, Rob. I really appreciate that. Kelly Gervais also, who was asking questions on when to jump in. Kelly, I hope this helps you in reference to investing. Marjorie, I know you were interested in this and you have questions on other coins, but however, if I don't see a history on the coin in reference to where it has been, I can't invest in it. Going in as an ICO is highly skeptical and chances are you will lose money. As she mentioned, some coin Afro Stars, I believe, but all I see here is Afrodex Labs token, and I can look into somewhere else, but I don't see the coin listed. And if it's not listed, then it's questionable for me and for anyone who's attempting to invest. The reality is that as coins start to pop up more and more as time goes on, you're going to see a lot of coins, but as they start out, most of those coins will not make it. They're going to die out. They're going to go bankrupt. They will utilize money in ways that you're not expecting. And that's what you've got to be careful of. Suku is a great buy, as mentioned by my leader in the $100 million run group, which I'm part of. I highly recommend it. However, is this the right time to buy? You'd have to listen to the video again if you came in late. But It's consolidating right now. There's a chance it might drop some more. If you have $1,000 or 5,000, put 20% in now and see where it goes in the next hour, 2 hours, day or two. And if it goes up, then you might invest more. But there's a chance that it's going to go down a little bit more if you follow its history. So that's it for today. Thank you, everyone who's watched this. Please comment below. Please like and subscribe and share, because if you share, you care. And remember, if you want to increase your money account, you've got to increase your knowledge account, because if you increase your knowledge account, your